In this video series, you'll learn how to draft the perfect basic shirt pattern in CLO3D. We're going to use CLO for making the pattern from the scratch, using the avatar measurements as well as the standard measurements. I used a very old school book called Metric Pattern Cutting, but you can find the basic measurements. My shirt is a regular white poplin one with the bust dart and the rounded hem. So we're going to start with making a base rectangle, which will help us mark our measurements and distances needed to draft the front and the back of the shirt. We're making the half pattern and then we duplicate it symmetrically, so we need the total length and only the half width. In my case, I'm going to make 75 centimeters long and 24.5 centimeters wide. Okay. And then we click on the side outline on the base rectangle and we press offset as eternal line. We are now creating a grid for our neckline. So I put 7.2 centimeters, which is the half width of the neckline. The second measurement I introduce is my shoulder length. I mark 13 starting from the neckline, which is going to be a regular shoulder, neither dropped one nor too entered, just a relaxed one. Then we repeat offsetting the internal lines by clicking on the top outline of the grid. I mark 15 millimeters, which is going to be my back neck drop. And then another one, 25 millimeters, which is my shoulder drop position. And the third one is marking my front neck drop. I put 51 millimeters. The following internal line is our arm side depth. I mark 20 centimeters starting from the back neck depth. Then, same process in order to mark the side length and the front length, which is because my shirt is shorter in the front. So I put 7 centimeters distance from the bottom for the side length and 5 centimeters for the center front length line. We have our grid. So I'm gonna use internal line button to actually draw a front pattern using my grid. The front neck depth with the neckline point. Then we trace the shoulder line with the drop. And then we go to our arm side bottom. Then to the side bottom and the center front bottom line. Then we should add some curves to our neck, armhole and the bottom line. We click the edit button and then I choose edit curvature for the neck and for the armhole. Then I choose edit curve point for the bottom, which helps me to achieve more wavy shape curve. Then the back pattern starting from the first upper line, that was our back neck drop. Same shoulder, arm side and the side bottom. Then we connect the side with the bottom right corner of our grid, which is our longer back bottom line. Nice! Now let's convert the lines to the patterns. So we click this little trace tool button below the internal lines and we select all the back lines, holding down the Shift button and press Trace as Pattern. Same with the front pattern lines. I'm going to delete the internal lines that I don't need anymore. And then we need to offset one more line so that we have more space for our upper back. I offset 10 millimeters and then I cut it out from the pattern with the cut command. Then I select my front shoulder line and the back shoulder line. Click the right button and select Merge. The shoulder piece is now a part of the back pattern. Now, looking at my pattern in 3D window, I noticed that merging the back deformed the look of the back pattern in 3D. But no worries, you just select it and press Reset 3D Arrangement or 2D Arrangement. In this case, the effect is the same. Okay, corrected. Now we need to make the bust start. Of course, if your shirt is more straight, wide, or oversized shape, you will not need it. So I'm going to add a point on my front side and press the right button and select Add Dart. I select 3 centimeters for the total width and 11.5 for the dart length. Then I click Enter and CLO is showing me curves that I can manipulate in order to adjust my dart. So when it's closed, the angles are correct. So we have a dart. But the dart consumed 3 centimeters of my side pattern seam line. So now I have to add them back by moving the armhole upwards. When I get the dart done, I now add the front bottom placket. So I create a new rectangle that has the same length as my center front line and the width of your choice. Mine is 25 millimeters. As soon as I have it, I use the segment sewing tool and connect the two pieces. You can see the sewing lines in the 3D window. Now I'm making some adjustments as I want my dart to look cleaner. And I switch a bit to the 3D window to arrange the patterns before sewing them together. And it's finally time to duplicate the patterns, using the symmetric pattern with sewing tool. The patterns now are identical, and all changes that you make on the one side will apply to the other one. Same thing with the back. I just needed to correct the back neckline as need to be simplified after connecting the shoulder part from the front and looks a bit messy. Yeah, much better. I select symmetric pattern with sewing. And then I will add my back yoke, creating an internal line 10 centimeters above the armhole depth line. it will appear on both sides of the back pattern. And then I can select only one of them and press cut and sew. And I create yoke for the whole back. Then we merge the upper back and the lower back, which again will distort the pattern in 3D window, so I will reset the arrangement again. And then I have to again place it where it belongs. I try to arrange the pattern as close to the desired place in Avatar as possible. Just a little bit of placing. Okay. And then I can start to sew. Just a moment, I'm going to change my avatar pose to avoid complications in the side seams. It just works much better with the open arm pose while sewing. Just before I sew the side seams, I will help myself and I will add a point in the back side seam of the same height as a dart, so it will make segment sewing so much easier. I just put together the areas of the same length. Just like that. There you go. So as you see, all the sewing is symmetrical, so you just need to select the seam on one side. The placing on Avatar tool is really helpful for placing the garment correctly. There you go. So step 1 of making a shirt pattern completed, front and back. See you on the next one.